Guys and girls, it's Noah time! Hey, let's get crack-lacking! It's Noah time! Noah time!
Alright, last time. I want to show you what we did last time. Y equals to A sine B X minus C plus D. See, last time I told you that every number tells a story. A represents your amplitude. That's your amplitude. B represents the value used to calculate your period, which is 360 over B. C, the actual name for C, is actually called your phase shift. I like to call it starting point because it's a lot easier for you to work with. Starting point. So every number tells a story. Starting point. And D, this is your midline. So last time I went through A, B, C, and D with you. You should be able to draw a graph if I give you A, B, C, D. But now, the question is, what happens when you have Y equals to, let's say, the sine X. A lot of you can do this. What if I give you Y equals to negative sine X? Notice now I have a negative sign in front of sine. A sine graph, grab your calculator. I want you to graph sine X for Y1 and graph negative sine X for Y2. And I want you to tell me, what does that negative sign do? So I'm going to pause it. Grab your calculator. I'm going to just input. Sine X is your first one. Y2 is negative sine X. So notice the first graph that you see, this is your sine graph. Here's the second graph. So what does that negative do? It goes down first. It flips it over the x-axis. So let's write a few things down. Let's draw it out for me. So let's draw a little grid out. And for my graph, notice a sine always starts on the middle line. Always. No exceptions to this rule whatsoever. Goes all the way down. See, notice it goes down now. Then it goes up. That's a negative. And it finishes right there. This is called your negative sine graph. So let's write a few things down. This negative sign is called an x-axis reflection. So what it does is it takes your sine graph and just flips it over the x-axis. Reflection. I want you to go ahead and label the start, the finish, the middle, and the middle. You always label it. It's the exact same thing. So I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to end at 360. 180. Notice it's the exact same thing. Only thing is I'm just flipping it. 270 and 90. And this is going to be 1 and negative 1. That is the power of a negative in front of it. I'm going to pull everything together now. I'm going to show you why and how it works. I want you to graph this for me. Graph. Y equals to negative 5 cos. I'm going to make it 2 x. Should I do plus or minus? Minus. Jason, give me a number. 75. That's crazy. Plus 4. I want you to go ahead. First, before you start, I want you to tell me what my amplitude is going to be. What is my period? What is my start? And once, I forgot my midline. And there's one more word I haven't really used in a long time. Range. The range is found by you really understanding what the sketch looks like. And finally, I want you to sketch it. I'm going to pause it and let you have a crack at it. See, first mistake a lot of students do is, remember, there's a negative sign. And a first mistake a lot of you, I guarantee, will make is you're going to say, Mr. that's -5. But Kyla, we know that's wrong. What should it be? 5. Amplitude can never be negative. That was my first criteria you wrote down. 5. Manraj, what's your period? 180 is correct. Kanisha, what's your starting point? 75 is correct. Hema, what's your midline? 4 is correct. Now, instead of doing range right away, I like to draw a sketch. It makes it a tad bit easier. So let's draw a rough sketch. And right off the bat, let's just label. I know this, I'm going to start at 75 to the right. We'll call this 75 somewhere here. Doesn't really matter where you start from. First mistake a lot of you did was I walked around and this is what you drew. And I said, no, that's the wrong curve. Tajveer, why is that the wrong curve? Because this is a positive curve. See, this what right there shows you have an X reflection. So right off the bat, we know this curve doesn't work. Erase this curve. You're actually starting from down here somewhere. Okay? And it goes up, 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 up. Down, 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 down. That's all we're going to do. This is going to be 4. This is going to be, to save time, 9, -1, 75. This is going to be 255. And guys and gals, you can probably do the middle on your own, but I'm going to move on because I want to save some time. Sorry? 165 middle?
Yeah, and then middle is 120, and then middle is
210.
210.
I'm going to go back and do my range now, because that's the one thing I'm missing. Gurdamon, what's your range going to be? Yep. Yep. Y, and this is going to be 9. That is correct. So this is the sort of thing you have to work with. I'm going to give you a graph now. You're going to work backwards to create an equation. I'm going to ask you, you're going to create 4 equations from one graph. Okay? You're going to create all 4 equations. The reason why? On your exam, if it's a multiple choice, only one of them will be on it. You have to be able to figure out where and how they got all the possible answers. I'm only going to give you 1 line. So I want you to turn to page. Give me 1 second, I will choose the right page. I want you to turn to page 544. You're going to look at the graph. The graph looks something like this. So I'm just going to draw a quick graph out that they drew for you. The bottom one, bottom right corner. Okay. The bottom right corner has a graph that looks something like this. It goes here. Actually, yeah, I'm going to make it a super no question. Here is my criteria. This is just a super no question. I'm going to come around and take a look at all your group question. My criteria to getting this right, before you start, here's what you're going to do. I'm just going to label this right now. So this is going to be 5. This is going to be 1. This is 0. 1. 2. 3. And the midline is 3 right here. And exactly what you have, 4, 5. In order for you to get this question correct, I need you to create 4 equations. If you get 3 out of 4 correct, I'll give it to you. That's it. Create 4 equations. No. Here's my first criteria. My first equation must be a positive sine equation. You have to create a positive sine equation. That's my first one I want. Second one, guess what you're going to create? A negative sine equation. And I'm not going to tell you what the third and fourth one is going to be. Whoa. It's whatever you like. I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with cos. Instead of you... Okay. Instead of you trying to create 4 sine equations, I want 2 of each. You have to get 3 out of the 4 correct in order for you to win. I'll give you a good 7-8 minutes. Guys, I'm going to pause it. Let's write this down for me, please. Quickly. Right off the bat. I always start with the middle line. The middle line is the crucial line. Mid, so I'm going to write a few things down. Mid is equal to 3. Okay, that's always a crucial thing. Amplitude. Amit, what's your amplitude? 2. Every one of you got that correct. Here is where you're having issues. Your issues is actually where you're starting from. Let's start with, if I'm going to start with a sine graph, you have to put a dot on your graph. Where does the sine start from? I'm going to do a positive sine graph first. Would you agree a positive sine graph starts here? So I want you to put a dot right there. Put a dot. See, a lot of you are not doing this. If my sine graph starts here, would you agree it ends here? Because that's where it ends. I want you to put a dot again. Okay. I want you to write down start. I want you to write down end. This is where a lot of you are making errors. You are not putting dots. There's my sine graph. See? A sine graph starts here, goes all the way to here, it ends here. So my period is equal to 2. Okay? But that's where you guys made the error. So a lot of you say, hey, but no, this is easy then. So in my starting, I'm going to write down starting. Because you're starting 1.5, you end at 3.5. So your distance is 2. So your starting, let's write down, is going to be 1.5. Here's what a lot of you did. You went y equals to 2 sine 2 x minus 1.5 plus 3. But, give me one second. There's one thing wrong with this. This is actually not a 2. 180. Think about why is it 180? So remember, let's write this down star. This is not your period. This is where a lot of you made errors. It's the b value. Remember, this is the b value. So let's write down my formula. Period equals to 360 over b. I know my period is 2. 360 over b. So what does b equal to? Cross multiply? 180. So when you actually work this out, this has to be 180. Oh, no. You have to get everything correct. That is my positive sign. If I look at my negative sign, would you agree my negative sign starts right here? The period, everything stays the same. Only thing is you're starting. Yep. Negative sign starts right here. Because that's a negative sign graph. Goes down. See? I'm going to highlight it, isolate it for you. Here's a negative sign graph. Yep. So my negative sign is really, let's write down my negative sign equation. I know everything stays the same. Y equals to 2 sine 180, open bracket. Now it's going to be, neg x minus, what's that, 1.5 or 0.5? 0.5. X minus 0.5. See, everything stays the same. when I do the cos, I can start here, positive cos, or I can start right here for negative cos. For cos, negative sign is y equals to negative 2 sine 180 x minus 0.5. Your work. Sorry? You switch a sign, but you also change the phase shift. Because now, look at your, see, a sine graph starts at 1.5. A negative sine graph starts right here. So, yes, you do, but you switch a lot of things. Your work. Page. Where did I assign you for last time? Sorry? Cosines? We won't have time, but it's the exact same concept. Page 559 number 13 14. I want you to practice working backwards. Tomorrow we're going to do word problems, review on Thursday, test on Friday. You want to practice working backwards for today, and that ends